Montrezl Harrell went from averaging 18 points per game and winning the 6th Man of the Year award in 2020 to being out of the league just 3 seasons later. While at his peak, he had a strange confrontation with his superstar teammate, triggering a chain of events that also included a marijuana charges which ultimately led to his dismissal. This is the tragic downfall of one of the scariest dudes to ever appear on an NBA court.
The anger and ferocity that he plays with.
I've seen guys get out the way.
It's like incredible hope.
People are intimidated by this guy.
It's almost scary to me.
But let's start from the beginning. Harrel was drafted in the 2nd round by the Rockets in 2015 and played for 2 seasons as the end-of-the-bench guy before getting shipped to the Clippers alongside Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley in the package for Chris Paul. In his first year in LA, Trezz immediately showed his value to the team, posting 11 points and 4 rebounds on 63.5% efficiency in just 7 minutes of action.
Gilgeous Alexander. Oh, not many big guys can catch that one. Pick, roll, go, slam, got it, +1. There he goes again. Feels contact, gets 2, +1.
The following season, the world was introduced to the monster Trezz. There was something captivating about him. The long dreadlocks, the energy was through the roof, very similar to Kenneth Faried, but with a much deeper bag than him offensively.
He leaks out, go to the basket, yeah, there!
Oh my goodness.
The lob, the jam! Harrel with 5 seconds to go. He'll take it to the hole, he'll throw it down!
Harrel erupted for 16.5 points and 6.5 rebounds while playing significant minutes in all 82 games for a Clippers team that was written off even before the season started. In the post-Lob City era, the team didn't have any All-Stars, but Tobias Harris, Lou Will, and Danilo Gallinari all averaged 20 points per game. Rookie SGA was there as well, and Ivica Zubac was just 21 years of age. Against all odds and expectations, the Clippers finished with an impressive 48-34 record, securing the 8th seed in a stacked Western Conference. In the first round of the playoffs, they got the 3-headed monster, the Golden State Warriors led by KD, Steph, and Klay. But right then and there, when everyone expected a clean sweep, the Clippers shocked the entire league. After falling in a 31-point hole in the 3rd quarter of Game 2, Doc Rivers gave Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams the ultimate green light. And then...
The Warriors came back to win that series in 7. Nice move there by Williams, who has come to life.
He's always been passionate in this game.
Nice move by Harrel, who was in heavy traffic. Lou Williams, played by Andre Iguodala, got the step, and a beautiful setup for Harrel.
Williams and Harrell exploded off the bench for 61 points combined and got the Clippers right back into the game. Unbelievable. In the final moments, it was Landry Shamet who retook the lead for LA.
An open shot. Shamet able to knock it down. First lead for the Clippers since it was 12-11.
Still, the Dubs had one last shot, but Trezz played exceptional defense on Steph.
Curry for Iguodala. Back to Curry. Steps back and shoots the 3. It is off. Rebound is batted around.
Out of desperation, the Warriors foul Harrell, who stays ice cool and knocks down both free throws to seal the deal and complete the biggest upset in playoffs history.
Is the largest comeback win. 31-point lead by Golden State. Dissipated. Here's Thompson, has to fire up a 3, would not matter, and that will do it.
Trezz and Sweet Lou had another monster performance in Game 5, upsetting the mighty Warriors on their home floor for a 2nd time in the series.
Earlier tonight, the Rockets took the series against Utah, 100-93. Oh, Harrell off the beautiful bounce pass, 6-point game. Montrezl Harrell taken to the rim.
As players that says, get it out the way.
Oh, what a move. Williams off the dribble, finding Harrell.
Harrell with 24 points on 11 of 14 from the field, and Williams with 33 off the bench led the Clippers to an improbable victory. Yeah, they lost Game 6 at home, cutting their dream short, but their 2 wins against possibly the greatest team of all time was nothing short of miraculous. A month later, the world saw Kawhi Leonard defeating the Warriors in his first stunt with the Raptors. And while many expected for him to run it back in Toronto, he decided to team up with Paul George and come to the Clippers, making them instant favorites for the 2020 title. So in a season butchered by the COVID pandemic and the passing of the great Kobe Bryant, Montrezl had the best season of his career.
Montrezl with cruel intentions. Oh my! Unleashes a fury at the rim. Drives on Adams to the rim with two. A soul shaker by Montrezl Harrell. Ahead to Montrezl. Oh, and he rattles the street lamp.
Harrel averaged career highs in points and rebounds, earning him the 6th Man of the Year award, which Lou Will, who finished 3rd in the same category, presented to him in the bubble. They weren't your ordinary bench guys, they were the bench mob.
Trezz. 6 man.
This is a tremendous honor. Thank you to all you guys, man, especially Coach. Ever since I came here, giving me this opportunity. Growing with you guys, especially Pat. Luke, been around you guys, ever since coming into this league, man, so.
And while we're at the bubble, Montrezl opened up about his experience in Disney World. Shortly before the season continued, the grandmother of Trezz passed away, a person who meant the world to him, and as he says, the sole reason why he'd become a professional NBA player. Broken by the circumstances, his efficiency dropped a ton in the playoffs, from 18 to 10 points per game. Fast forward, we come to the semifinals against the Nuggets, where the Clippers had a commanding 3-1 lead on the backs of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. But then, a crucial moment happened for Trezz that would alter his entire career. Early in the 4th quarter of Game 5, while leading by 5 points, both him and PG were defending a patented pick and roll by Jokic and Murray.
You have to be mentally and physically exhausted after each game.
Jokic, 15-footer. He's got 14.
And it's a one-possession game again.
Jokic scores, but more importantly, a misunderstanding broke out between Harrel and George. As Montrezl says, they were switching 1 through 5 the whole game, and as the screen came, he shouted switch to PG, but he fought over the screen and stayed on Jamal, leaving Nikola unguarded. You would say it's 2 points, no big deal, but on their way to the huddle after Doc called a timeout, they got into a scuffle. In a long letter for the Players Tribune, Harrel explained the whole situation. After disagreeing about the switch on the particular play, the situation escalated when PG said to him, "Hey, who you're talking to?" To which Trezz responded furiously in front of the whole team, "I will knock you the f*** out, bro. You're tripping. You were wrong, bro. You're wrong." And from that point on, it all went downhill for the Clippers. They lost that game, getting outscored 38-25 in the 4th quarter by Jokic, Murray and company. They dropped games 6 and 7 as well, and by a double-digit margin. That situation obviously messed up the entire team chemistry. In the autumn, the Clippers sent Montrezl a text message saying, "Thank you for everything you did for us, but we're going in a different direction." That's how we learned that he's not coming back, just months after they celebrated him and his 6th Man of the Year award. And the scuffle actually made it to the mainstream media, but it was quickly spinned off.
Montrezl Harrell needs to stop lying to some degree, or people need to stop lying on him, because we've heard about the friction between him and Paul George and how that led to a lack of appreciation he felt he was receiving from the organization as a whole. Now, either that's the story or there's a whole bunch of people lying on him, because you see those reports all over the place. That's number one.
That's another reminder that the NBA is a cruel business centered around the superstars. Luckily for Harrell, his sweepstakes were still high, so another contender quickly picked him up. In 2021, he switched locker rooms but stayed in the same building, now playing for the Lakers. Although seeing a dip in minutes from 28 per game with the Clippers to 23 per game in the purple and gold, Trezz was doing his part of the job extraordinarily.
Catch, shoot, THT, not there, good rebound. Doing work, throw it down, big fella. Take it down with 3, with 2. Trezz with 1.5 seconds remaining in the quarter. Great break by the Lakers this year. Here's a good streaking Harrell getting it from THT to throw it down.
13.5 points, 6.2 rebounds on 62% from the field, providing an instant boost from the bench for the reigning champs who are looking for a repeat. But the basketball gods weren't on their side, as both LeBron and AD were dealing with injuries, causing them to miss half of the season. With all that being said, the Lakers finished as the 7th seed, but were still considered favorites against the Suns, led by Booker, CP3 and Ayton. With James and Davis healthy before the playoffs, LA stole Game 2 in Phoenix and seized control in Game 3 at home.
Caught in the air, out to Gasol. Now it's Kuzma baseline, all the way. Lob to AD! Lakers with control of the basketball. We're under 6 minutes, under the halfway mark. LeBron! One hand hammers it down.
Having an opportunity to take a commanding 3-1 lead, LeBron looked bouncy.
James stolen by Payne. James gets it back. Caruso up to James for the slam. What a wild play.
But then, disaster struck late in the second quarter.
James, the offensive rebound, finds Davis, runs up. Looked like there was a lot of contact, and he's grabbing his right leg.
Davis leaves the game with a groin injury, and along with him left the hopes of the Lakers repeating. Our hero, however, didn't play much in this series because of being a mismatch on the court. At 6'7", Montrezl was too small to keep up with Ayton, so Coach Vogel had to choose Andre Drummond and Marc Gasol over him. When AD went down, Harrel saw some more minutes, but to no avail. They didn't stand a chance without their second best player. So after a disappointing loss in the first round, the front office sent Montrezl alongside Kuzma and KCP to the Wizards in that famous blockbuster deal that got Russell Westbrook in LA. So in Washington, he returned to his good old monster Trezz form.
Harrel the other way had position against Schroeder, fighting for the ball, gets fouled by Williams, and a chance for the three-point play, and a chance to flex. The lob to Harrel. He's got Schroeder on him, spins away, and there's Trezz. And he lost the headband too. Harrel running, got it, and the foul.
Throughout 46 games in the capital, Harrel posted 14 points, 6.7 boards on a blistering 64.5% efficiency. In January, after missing 7 games due to a minor injury, he made a spectacular comeback, at least in a fashion sense, wearing this thing on his head.
Talk about where fashion is in 2022, and I love the timing. It says I'm back.
But the team was going nowhere. So at the trade deadline in 2022, the Hornets called asking for Trezz. There he was, about to suit up for the 4th team in less than 2 years. He helped Charlotte reach the 10th place by winning 15 of their last 25 games, averaging 11 points and 5 rebounds on traditionally excellent percentages.
Book night. Montrezl Harrell, diddly-dee, welcome.
Right. But his short stay with the Hornets was highlighted mostly by non-basketball activities. On a random police stop in Kentucky, the cops smelled marijuana in his car, which Trezz said was for personal use only. But after searching the vehicle, they came out with 3 sealed bags. That's a lot for personal use. Regardless, the police officers were polite and even talked about basketball with Harrel for half an hour during the stop. They didn't arrest him, just gave him a citation to appear in court later. So, no big deal, right? Well, the footage leaked on TMZ and all of a sudden made the headlines across the country.
NBA forward Montrezl Harrell is facing a felony drug charge after being pulled over in Kentucky last month.
Thing is, marijuana is legal in 24 US states, but not in Kentucky or North Carolina where the Hornets are playing. So after losing to the Hawks in the play-in tournament, Charlotte didn't want to do anything with him. It was a bad image for the franchise, so they simply didn't re-sign Harrell. It took a couple of months for the buzz to wind down, and after his case was resolved and reduced to a misdemeanor, the 76ers reached out to him. Having a strong relationship with Doc during the Clipper days was the reason he brought him to Philly. Before the start of the season, they had honest conversations about his usage on the court. But when it all started, none of that was the case. He saw the lowest minutes since his rookie year. Montrezl didn't like that, and speaking his mind like he always did, started bumping heads with Rivers. That didn't turn out well either, as he was getting a lot of DMPs and hated his time in Philly. And the last straw that threw him in the darkest place mentally was his ACL and meniscus tear at the end of the 2023 season. In his words, it was like boom boom boom. First, I lost my grandmother and grieved in the bubble. Then I get the setback in Charlotte for something else away from the game. And when I finally got with the people who I thought understood the person I was, that didn't pan out either. Then, in an instant, it was all taken away. And I just shut down. Wanna know something real? In this league, I'm just looked at like a worker. The stars, the coaches, the GMs, they hold the keys to the city, and I'm just a bricklayer. But luckily for Trezz, he accepted his baggage and the person he is, and after recovering from the injury, he went over to Australia to play for the Adelaide 36ers when he found new success. Last year, in 28 games, he averaged 20 points and 9 rebounds, which got him re-signed for the next season that starts in September. Meanwhile, he's been balling in the Big 3 league as well.
Beat up by both of you guys. Ain't nothing but love, though. It's only 4-0 in the first game.
Here's Harrel, and that one's good. First points for the triplets.
So there you have it. While the circumstances weren't quite favorable for Harrel, he's still fighting each and every day, as most people will remember him for the monster he was on the court. And LeBron James has been a monster ever since he entered the league. I made a video about his heroic efforts in 2017 against the Pacers, where he pulled off one of the biggest comebacks in playoff history with Kyrie and Kevin Love on the bench. Check it out right here and talk to you in the next one. Peace out.